aerobic, get your heart rate moving. Stretch after you're done. The muscles have plenty of blood. There's a lot of flexibility. The tissue is flexible. The soft connective tissue in the joint is flexible now because it's full of blood. That's the time to stretch. That's when you're going to get the most benefit out of flexibility.
I've been told that, okay, you go and you warm up 5-10 minutes, trying to treadmill or something, got your heart rate up, and then stretch, and then go into the workout.
You can do that too.
And then stretch afterwards.
Sure, you can do that too.
That all increases flexibility, y'all?
It increases, what it does is, it does increase flexibility. Mostly what we're talking about though is we're lengthening tendons. We're lengthening the tendon in the muscle. So where the muscle inserts into the bone. Tendinitis develops when the tendon shortens. Okay? The tendon is kind of keratinized muscle tissue as it inserts into the bone. It's kind of stiff tissue. The softer tissue that actually does a lot of the contraction stays further away from the bone. When you develop tendinitis, it's because the tendon is shortened and it's pulled that nice, soft, vascular tissue really close to the bone. And you're irritating it when you flex. It's inflaming it. And certain types of activity, like weight training, will shorten tendons. So if you do weight training and you don't do flexibility, you're going to end up with tendinitis someplace. That's a lot of athletes. That's the #1 problem athletes have. They have tendinitis because they're constantly doing something. Tennis, you get tennis elbow, or you get golfer's elbow, or whatever.
You get Viking elbow.
Yeah.
Both sides.
Yeah, both sides. So that's the deal. So flexibility helps prevent tendinitis. It helps increase the strength of the bone. It increases the strength of the attachment, helps prevent injury that way. And it does increase flexibility. You do get a little flexibility increase as well. Flexibility increase, don't make that your #1 goal of flexibility. You can go too far with that. There's a point of hyperflexibility. We see that a lot. Particularly women, if you're pregnant, don't do any stretching. I had a woman who was pregnant and took yoga the whole time. And when she was actually birth, she could take her toes and pull them to her calf. Pull them to her shin. Grab her toes and go, boop. We had to fix that.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that had to be fixed. So make your goal behind flexibility.
Did she like fall down because her joints were so slow?
That's what we were waiting to happen. I have no idea how she was
She
pulling
walked
it
and her
off.
foot was flat.
Yeah, it was crazy. Flexibility should be more about injury prevention. It should be more about increasing those tendons and helping get that strong attachment so that you're not tearing tendons, you're not tearing muscles and things like that. That should be your emphasis. Avoid stretching activities that say, okay, grab it and pull. No. Nuh-uh. Don't do that. This is the best stretching activity for your shoulders right here, and maybe make little sort of circles. Don't grab your elbow and yank. Why would you pull it? Don't pull a muscle beyond its natural range of motion. Don't do that. Because once you stretch these ligaments, like I said, they stay stretched. And then you've got a hyperflexible joint, and that's an injury waiting to happen. So don't do that. Keep your flexibility nice and reasonable. Don't do a hamstring flex by throwing your leg up in the air. And I see people do, I don't know, I see people doing that all the time after spin classes. They'll throw them up on the handlebars. You're like, whoa, 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 what are you trying to do?
Bring back.
Yeah, don't stretch a joint beyond its range of motion. Don't make that your objective. Make your objective to make sure that you're stretching to improve the health of the joint in general. That's what we're after. Okay? Real quick, core training. When you're doing core training is critical to all athletics, no more so in the SCA than any place else. It is critical to actually fighting better. And I'll talk a little more about this outside with everyone when we actually get out in arm and get outside. Core training is about controlling your center of gravity, okay, really, as far as it goes to athletics. Not only is it about keeping your spine from buckling, but it's also about being able to control your center of gravity. Literally, the human body's center of gravity is right here. It's about 2 inches below the belly button. I want to control this. I want to direct my center of gravity. When we train soccer players, we train them to address the ball with the center of their gravity. Not with their head, not with their foot, with this. This not only helps prevent injuries, it makes them move faster. When we train basketball players, we're trying to improve their vertical leap. We make them leap from here, from the center of their gravity. Once they can contract and can control this, they'll add at least an inch or two to their vertical leap if they've been doing their plyometrics training as well. So this is critical. Crunches, sit-ups, these are quickly becoming things of the past. These are not, and we've known it for a long time. It's just they're so popular out in the public and in the media that it's very hard to get people to stop doing them. Crunches, okay, specificity. You want to move the joint for a specific activity. I don't know what you do that makes you do this all day. And I don't know what you're doing for a living, but I don't want to know. But I don't do that all day. When you're doing crunches, that is what you're training your muscles to do. You're training the rectus abdominis to flex all day long. It has nothing to do with maintaining the back. The new core exercise that's coming out is that yoga plank. Is everybody familiar with that? You know the plank?
No.
The plank is this.
Sucks.
Okay? This is not the plank. This is not the plank, you know. It's this. And being able to maintain this. What I'm doing here is actually preventing my spine from buckling. I'm actually performing the exercise to get the effect I want. So doing this plank. There's other kinds of planks. You can do T position. If I had better shoes, I might try X position. I'm not going to try that now. There's the T position. There's all different kinds of plank exercises you can do. You can destabilize that with different surfaces. There's Bosu balls out there that help do that. Balance planks. There's all different ways to do it.
So those are all isokinetic. Is there some sort of movement-related exercise you recommend they have done?
No, because the job it's trying to do here is isometric. It is an isometric. Yeah, we're trying to keep it from moving. Yeah. The other thing to think about too is, and I'll talk to you, if you've got a question on this, I'll talk to you about it individually because we're kind of running out of time. Get familiar with a muscle called the transverse abdominis. Transverse muscle, okay? It's a muscle that runs horizontally across the pelvic girdle. Its design is to pull, your pelvic girdle actually has a joint in it, so it's actually two bones. It's designed to pull the two bones together and stabilize the spine. It should activate anytime there's movement in the body, okay? It should stabilize the spine. That helps prevent lower back injuries. It also increases movement in the body. It also makes core activities, exercises, more efficient. Most people can't activate that muscle consciously. They don't even know it exists. But if I told you it's the muscle when you're on that going to Crown tournament in Abacal, you had that one too many giant Mountain Dews. It's that muscle that keeps you from wetting your pants on the road. That's the transverse. That's the one. Women know it because it's the one that pushes out the babies. That's that muscle. So, if you start working on, I've talked to you about doing different exercises on how to activate that. Some people can't even find it. Because we have a problem, we need biofeedback in our activities. We need to be able to, the reason we do the California workout, we do the chest and the biceps, because I can see those contract. And the brain can say, hey, they're contracting. Hey, contract them harder. Okay, hey, they're contracting harder. Contract them even harder. But when I say contract your transverse, the brain goes, I can't see that. Where's that? Same with like muscles in the back and things like that. So, I'll talk to people, I can talk to people, I'll be around all day answering questions from people. So if you wanted to get some activities that help you with that. Particularly if you've got some lower back injuries, this is something you're going to want to look at doing. You're going to look at being able to get in touch with that muscle, because that's going to help prevent further lower back injuries. It may even help heal lower back injuries as well. So, any other questions right now?
How, like, doing plank, what's really good? I mean, is it repetition? Is it holding it for 30 seconds? Break, coming back, holding it for 30 seconds?
Yeah, yeah, you can hold it for 30 seconds. 30 to 90 seconds. Yeah, isometric without moving. Make sure that your back is, that you're flat on the back. That you're nice and flat. Even I have trouble doing it because my shoulder blades I'm so chest dominant, my chest wants to try to hold me up. So you'll see my shoulder blades start to wing, and that's me pushing into my chest too much. And I have to remind myself to let my shoulder blades come back. So I'm really pretty close to the floor when I'm doing them. That's how I know I'm doing them right. If I'm getting close to the floor, you can feel it. Also, make sure that you are, when you're doing them, you're in neutral spine position. In other words, you're lined up, your neck is straight, your shoulders are back. Don't get down and scrunch up like this. If you train like this is the way you will live the rest of your life. If you train these muscles to do this, that's you. Because again, they're circus bulls. And they will do the tricks you teach them to do. And they'll keep doing them until you train them to do something else. So, anything else?
Well, we're going to head out and get your armor on. I think the Queen's Guard is doing challenges. Ralf will be doing some more teaching outside. So There you go, thanks, Ray.
Yeah.